What's up, everybody? I'm Johnny Christ, and this is Drinks with Johnny. Thank you so much for checking out the show. As a reminder, this is a podcast as well. You might be watching this on YouTube right now or listening on podcast already. That's great. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast. I like podcasts. You throw your headphones in, you get all the same content. Walking around, working out, on your commute to whatever school, work, or job you got going on. Awesome way to get this content straight to your ears. So make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Easy for me to say. Also, Sweet Drop CBD, I've been talking about it for a couple months now. My buddy, good friend, sent me some stuff. I like it. I start every show with it. This is Fruit Blast. I got other flavors. If you head over to sweetdrop.com and use promo code DrinksWithJohnny, you're gonna receive 20% off, and you can learn everything you need to know about cannabis or CBD oil right there at sweetdrop.com, so make sure you head over there. Now, I'm very excited. I've got an awesome guest today. She is one of the lead actresses on The Walking Dead, World Beyond, Annet Mahendru. How are you doing today? Thanks for being on the show.
I'm good, Johnny. I'm ready for some tequila. Pour us up.
That's right. We're going to make some drinks. We're going to have some fun with it. The people don't know behind the scenes, this is actually take 2 of the intro. I was not hitting record on my audio before.
You did much better the first time, Johnny.
I know. I should have. You know, that's the problem with running this shit myself. You know, it's under the pandemic. I don't have my team here with me. I got to run it all myself. Speaking of, though, everyone safe and healthy in your camp?
Yes, sir. Yes. Knock on wood.
That's good. That's good. Everyone's good. Everyone's good. So as you mentioned, we're gonna drink. It's 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I know you're busy. You're on a set for a movie. You've been working a lot. You got a lot of press going on. So again, thank you for your time. I'm gonna have fun with you, though. We're gonna get a little drunk while we do this.
I can't wait.
All right. You got all the ingredients, right?
I'm so thrilled to do this with you. I couldn't have been doing anything better right now.
Yeah, nothing better than a little afternoon tequila drink, you know. We're going to call this drink in honor of your show that is airing right now every Sunday, The World Beyond, Walking Dead. We're going to call this Another Empty Glass. Yeah. So I figured it'd be a cool...
Like, are we gonna make some money off of this?
I don't know. I hope so. If we do, we'll split it. I liked the empty part of it because that's what they call the zombies in The World Beyond. And the fact that I felt like I could really walk up to a bar and ask the bartender for another empty glass. And it would be a little funny. So I'm gonna walk you through this drink.
It's really safe right now to ask for an empty glass, specifically somebody else's glass.
Exactly. That's perfect. All right. So you got the ingredients. We're gonna start this thing off. Let's get some ice. And do you have a cocktail glass?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's get some ice in that to start off, because we're gonna shake and pour over that in a minute. Just a few cubes, whatever to your liking. And then we are going to measure out some stuff. You got your shaker?
I was just gonna stir it in this cute little setup.
That's fine too. Okay, if you don't have a shaker at home, you can do the stirring. I'm gonna use the shaker. We're gonna start off with 2 ounces of tequila. I'm using a reposado. I don't know what you got at home. What do you got?
I got Don Julio.
Oh my gentle Jesus! I knew we were gonna get along. It's one of my favorite bottles of tequila.
Oh, get out!
Yeah.
Well, let's do. But
I'm going to use the reposado today because I only have a little bit of my 42 left. So you're going to do two
You're going to save it
shots.
for another special guest. Okay.
No, I just need more. I'll probably have it at some point.
Taking him under the
I'll
table.
have it straight. This conversation will go a little longer than expected, I'm sure. I'll drink it straight after this drink. So we're going to do 2 ounces.
Okay.
Of the tequila. Maybe a little more, you know, if you're feeling frisky, a little more.
A little more.
And then you're gonna take your pineapple juice.
My big tin pot, right?
Yeah, that's perfect. And then you're gonna take your pineapple juice. I sent you the cans, right?
Yes, you did.
Okay, so the cool thing about the cans is you can store them. And they don't go bad, first off.
This is so cool. I could say that Johnny sent me these pineapple cans.
That's right. They're perfect size for me. I'm a little guy, so it's a perfect size. So you're going to crack that, and you're going to put about 3 ounces in, which is perfect for this can, because it's about half the can. You're just going to pour half the can in there.
Okay.
Which is 3 ounces. And then here's what's going to make it a little cooler. You have your jar of chipotle peppers, correct?
Yes.
All right, now there's going to be some juice.
Chipotle peppers opening right now.
Yep, open them up. And the reason why you want the can there is because it's going to be living in a juice. And you're going to take some of that juice with a spoon.
Heavenly.
And get as much of it as you can and throw that in the mixture or in your shaker.
I feel like I'm on a cooking channel.
It is a little bit that way, right? We haven't even got to the fun stuff yet. This is just like
a full tablespoon.
Yeah, about a full tablespoon if you could get that.
Look how cute my spoon is. Look.
That's a big spoon. I like it. Oh wow, is that a Kate
dot.
Spade? The polka dot stuff? Is that Kate Spade?
No, it's like marble with polka dots. It's better than Kate Spade.
There we go. All right, now after you get that mixture in there, you're gonna add some ice. If you have a shaker, you're gonna add ice. You might not need this part. So I'm gonna add a little.
Like very Halloweeny, you know?
Yeah.
Like
well, Halloween's by the time this airs, it's gonna be 2 days after Halloween. Halloween is a big celebration around my house. How about you? What do you guys usually do for Halloween?
Wow, I can tell you're all.
Well, I usually have a giant party that has 150 people coming in and out, but obviously this year I couldn't really do that under I didn't want to make the headlines. Everyone goes to my house and gets COVID, right? Anyway, so you're gonna shake that mixture up.
Hold on, I'm having trouble focusing. So after the chipotle peppers, what was I supposed to do?
You add a little ice and stir or shake.
Ice, okay.
And once you get that mixture all stirred up, we're gonna throw it right over some ice.
Okay.
Back into your cocktail glass that we started with.
Ooh, it looks like a pumpkin.
Yeah, it's got a little orange to it. It's nice. It's nice. And then you got a lime, right? If you haven't already cut it up, we're gonna go ahead and take half of a lime and cut that.
Because I wasn't gonna potentially, I'm just so clumsy. Like I'm not gonna cut.
No, like you don't want to get caught on TV.
Well, I get drunk just thinking about the drink. Like I'm a very excitable person, so I'm already there. Like I'm feeling it. I haven't even tasted it yet.
Oh, it's gonna be.
I'm very impressionable. Okay,
I'm very hopeful that you got that. So yeah, just put some lime, just squeeze some lime, drop it in there. Mm-hmm. And then take your soda water or sparkling water, club soda, whatever you guys got at home, and you're gonna top the cocktail glass off a little bit with just get a hefty pour, just to kind of top her off. You should have a glass at this point that looks something like this in it.
I do. It looks just
okay.
Like that.
Now the cool thing about the chipotle peppers is now I want you to go in and grab just one pepper for the garnish.
Just got a whiff of the sparkling spice.
Yeah, it's good. It's gonna open up real nice here in a second. You're gonna take a chipotle pepper just like this. Go ahead and drop it in, because empties like brains, right? That's the whole thing. Zombies like brains.
Oh, yeah.
So that little chipotle pepper, easy enough for me to say, acts like the little brain in there that we have for this another empty glass drink.
All right, he's in.
Ready? He's in. Let's see what you got. That looks perfect. Cheers. Thanks for being on the show. Let's enjoy this, huh?
Yeah, that is like drinking an empty.
Oh, I dig that. What do you think? How'd we do?
It's spicy. You're a spicy kind of guy, huh?
Yeah, I absolutely am.
Spicy chipotle pepper. Oh, this is great. You have to slow me down,
No,
I'm being a lot of trouble here, slurring and.
You got nothing to do the rest of the day. It's not like you're on set doing anything.
Oh, this is yummy.
Well, I'm glad I'm glad you enjoy it. We're calling it another empty drink. Super cool.
This is what we're gonna have to do season 2. When we go back.
Yeah.
Face shields and these guys to.
This is gonna go down a little quick. We're gonna have to make a second one at some point. So let's just get into it. The other part of the show. I mean, that was fun, but let's get into the other part of the show where we have a conversation. The Walking Dead is your current project that everyone's watching every Sunday on AMC right now. The World Beyond. Great show. I'm all caught up. It's been 4 episodes, right? And at this point, I've seen your work before in The Americans. I was a big fan of that show. And you've done a bunch of stuff, obviously, but in this role, you're kind of like the tomboy. You're kind of like this badass female, and The Walking Dead has had a reputation for having these powerful female characters. How did this role come to you? And were you a big fan of the Walking Dead franchise before?
I feel good. I feel good saying for the first time that I had to audition for it because I didn't watch the show. I always feel bad about that, but they made me audition for it. So now I don't feel bad about, not being, I obviously knew about it and I've seen plenty of it. And I had to fight for it. And the second I got it, she just reminded me, back when I was at the Groundlings, we had to create these alter egos, and I created Carla the mechanic. And I was reading, auto body magazines in my off time to prep for it. And then when I read, about Huck, then that's all I had of the world, because it was all top secret. And I was like, that's my Carla. That's my old,
So you already had the character you were going to go for. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, and then I was in Russia and they were like, hey, we're testing. I'm like, sorry guys, there's no way I'll be there tomorrow to prove to you that that's me.
Yeah.
And here I am. Episode 4.
What were you doing in Russia? What were you doing in Russia before that?
Was it?
What were you doing in Russia before that? You said they wanted to see you, but you were in Russia.
I was showing, my boys, my husband, my little 2-year-old at the time, where I was from, and
Oh, awesome. I read somewhere that you speak 6 different languages. Is that true?
Right now, I probably speak 8 because I'm just feeling so extra good with this tequila. No, I'm probably
I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck, 8?
I did at some point, I'm probably just speak English, but I know I speak Russian and Hindi and Farsi. My parents are a wild bunch. We've lived everywhere, and
yeah, and then you didn't move to the United States until you were 6 or 7, right? Something like that.
Oh, much later. I was 13 going on 14. Yeah, so it's.
So you've just been traveling around since what was your childhood like then? Your childhood like growing up? Like you said, you kind of bounced around a bunch of different countries, not even places. You bounced around a few different countries, right?
Yeah, I changed schools all the time. It was just, and I loved it, and I loved school, and I loved changing schools because I loved making the adjustments became what I had to do and became who I was. And I think that is how I became an actress too, because that's what I was sort of really comfortable in these extremes, where you just go, you make friends and then you have to make new friends tomorrow and you never see your old friends. And just, that was my reality growing up. So here I am.
And has that helped you? Because I've spoken to a few different actors. What are the differences you see? Because you've done a bunch of different roles, right? And you've been on different kinds of shows. You've done the sitcom thing with 2 Broke Girls. You were on a couple episodes, I believe, there. So you've been on a sitcom set. You've been on a drama set. You're on a horror set now. You got a new movie coming out, or that you're working on, I think, that we'll talk about in a second. But you just touched upon how you make friends for a quick second, and then you're on to the next place and new set of friends. How is that?
So it's totally okay, by the way, that we're friends now, but I'll never see you again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you guys rap.
Don't worry about breaking my heart, Johnny.
Yeah. So, but you guys, when you rap on these different sets in different places, how often are you keeping in touch with your other cast members, and what has been the difference through different genres and different projects really, between movies, TV shows, walk me through a little bit of that. It's
kind of heartbreaking. Are we talking about Friends, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, Friends and sets in general.
You're around actors. I don't know what it's like with musicians. You guys are always on the road too, so it's just kind of, you think you're tight with somebody, and then they're gone, and you're like, recovering from that a little bit, and especially through characters, like characters really stick with me more than anything. And because I go a lot of method actually, when I do my work. So, and I don't know, I hold on to them. I really like them. Like Huck, I love, like I want to be her all the time. And so, yeah, I feel close to, Nico, but I kind of always have to say, okay, like we are, we're like friends, but people, we constantly, it's not the same thing. It's kind of more like you live this alternative reality with somebody, and then you have to remind yourself that it's different in real life. We're different people. Like you can't keep playing this character. Sorry. That's just crazy.
Well, you could, but you just might get people might look at you a little different, but I mean, you could.
Yeah. I guess I don't.
That would have been amazing. I had no idea that you were a method actor as well. That would have been amazing if we had set this whole thing up and started to have a conversation and you were just Huck the whole time. And I had no idea. I was like, oh, I thought I was talking to Annet. That would have taken like all my notes out of here, like out of the equation.
Yeah, because a lot of actors, I mean, they kind of are who they are, and some like go crazy and become like another person that they, sort of make up that they want to be. And
have you ever encountered anybody like that? Like over the times that you've worked on different stuff, have you been around someone that is that intense? I know you mentioned you use the method as well. Have you been around someone who's like that far, like they just don't ever break that character on set, like even in the trailers and stuff?
I kind of associate like people who have like attitudes, on set. I always like to write it off as like, oh, they're preparing, this is just that process. I'm not going to take it personal.
You're a glass half full kind of person. You don't want to admit that they're just assholes.
No, I'm very sensitive. No, and when I do method, like I do it in a fun way, I don't suffer, like I don't try to suffer myself, and I'm doing it because I'm really curious. I'm really interested in this world and in this character I'm playing, and I sort of try to put like all of Annette's gunk aside, and same thing with other people. Like I want them to have fun with me. I don't do the weird method thing where I'm making other people miserable, because I want to be, miserable. So know that with other, I come from like a play spirit improv world, and with Noah Emmerich on The Americans, like we would kind of be in character before the scene and after, and that was like the most method, I think, or that I experienced that with. But it was like pure joy and fun because we were in the world. The longer you are in the world, the longer, the more authentic it becomes. So I know, but so like in a positive way, I've experienced nothing like, sorry, I don't have any like weird juice about but I can see myself, like the older I get, the more probably cuckoo I will go in my like, I want to be more, I want to, especially like if I keep like doing Huck another season, I'll probably like.
Well, yeah, next time we actually have a conversation in person, it'll probably just be with Huck, is what you're saying.
Yes, please. I'll go change right now. She's so badass. So
you mentioned the Huck character you kind of already had when you were doing early on when you were with the Groundlings. That was like the improv that you were just kind of speaking of, that group. Was there in your class? I mean, the Groundlings has been going on forever, right? In your class, was there any? I didn't look this up, but was there anyone in your class that was a kind of a standout, someone who's gone on to be a big success that you would work with in these improv classes?
Yes, and I should call up to my husband. It was this guy, like he's a big comedian right now. Uh-huh. Long hair, younger, blonde, really like offbeat and quirky. Man, maybe you can pop his name in. Like,
yeah, I will. Well, now I'm gonna have to do like the fact check on it. I'm gonna find Annette's version. He's gonna be really happy that you forgot his name too.
Jeremiah Watkins is actually his name.
And he's gonna...
yeah, he's like one of those like awful like shout out sketches about me of like this idiot.
You guys probably did a few scenes together and everything, like at the improv class.
Man, you really got me with that one.
That's what I'm here for. I gotta try and do something here that's a little different.
I'll get you back.
You can text it to me later and we'll add it in. So you're in LA right now, right? That's where I sent the stuff. So
yeah, I'm moving to New York.
yeah. So what? You're on set right now. I believe your management told me that you're on set right now.
I'm leaving tomorrow to go to Connecticut. I'm doing this like really the most artsy thing I've ever done.
Which is?
It's called Grow. It's about this like ancient family that every generation a woman is born and she has like magic powers. This is like kind of awesome for Halloween too. Anyway, generation twins were born. One's like, you know, special and one is, you know, a human being that can't, you know, can't impregnate guys. And so basically the special one can impregnate guys.
Okay, I was gonna say, wait, you missed a part there because you said you can impregnate guys. I was like, I didn't catch that part of the twin.
Oh yeah, so it's basically about a dude running, you know, getting pregnant, and he is a musician. So I'm doing.
What are you trying to say? I know I put on a little COVID-19, but come on, man, I'm not pregnant.
You gave us the idea. Anyways, so what was the point? So she gets like guys pregnant so they can bear the special woman, you know. So do women fantasize about that though? Do women ever fantasize like you have a son? You mentioned you've gone through bearing a child, and that I can only say from my perspective, I have a 3-year-old son. Watching that happen, it's like the most amazing thing a woman can do. But it's got to be a pain in the ass, obviously. Time. 3 years old. Mine's 3 years old.
My son, it was born February 7th.
Okay.
2019, 17. Sorry, that would be pertinent, right? The year.
Yeah, mine's like a few months older than yours.
Oh, really?
We have to have play date. Where do you live?
I love that.
I'm coming home.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna send it. Yeah. No, I'm in Orange County, so when you're in LA, we're actually not very far from each other. We could totally do that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that you know yourself, right? Like it's like a really helpless kind of situation for a guy because you're standing by and you're like just as torn up and so did you
this is torn up. I like that you used that. That's a real choice word that you got there, Annet.
I'm very excited for a guy to finally experience that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is that like a common a fantasy of women to like have to be like, you motherfucker, now you got to go through this, like?
You know, I really enjoyed it. Like, I love being a woman, and I love like that was like the height of my womanhood, giving birth. So I don't see it as a punishment, but I'm definitely happy to be on the other side of it in this movie. You know, where I just get to look good. And I mean, although I thought I looked the most beautiful, I think women are the most beautiful when they're pregnant. So, but she is one of the twins. She is like a punk rock chick, and she plays the keys and sings. And I'm like not on it. Like I have to do one song, and I actually have like a lesson later. So maybe you have like a few tips of how to, you know, like that's like the part that makes me the most nervous. Like being being a musician, I think like that's the highest form of like artistry, to be close to, you know, to God, like the furthest apart, depending how destructive you are.
That's like
tap into the spirit, the essence of, you know.
Well, you said she's a punk rock. She's kind of a punk rock character that plays piano and sings.
Yeah. She's like dark and sinister, and like with her voice too, and you know.
Very cool. I'm interested in seeing the character. I would say, you know, just. I mean, I'm not going to give you tips on acting. You know how to do this shit. But as far as the music part of it, I mean, if it's dark and everything,
become a musician overnight.
Yeah,
Johnny.
You got it. Anyone could. If I can do it, anyone can do it. Let's put it that way. But I mean, if you're looking for, I mean, have you looked at like some other pianists that like really outspoken? Like, I mean, what's his name? Good golly, Miss Molly. What the fuck is his name? Richard.
Oh, good. Now I put you on the spot.
Yeah, now you put me on the spot. You reversed it.
We're gonna have like
motherfucker, Annette, this is my show. It's supposed to put you on the spot. Little Richard. There we go. I got it.
No, you're not supposed to get it.
I got it. No, you still haven't got me the guy that you went to Groundlings with. But you got to, I mean, you should over the top do it. I mean, if you're playing the piano, you got to get up there and like if she's got like a lot of personality, a little punk rock chick, you gotta show that in your playing.
Yeah.
That's what you gotta do.
It's like I'm going through the keys, right?
Yeah, get in there. Don't be scared of the black keys. Don't be scared of the black keys. You gotta get in there. Mix it up.
Yeah, how about I just channel you and I'll be good, right?
I mean, more or less, I guess. So this movie that you're filming, you're going to Connecticut tomorrow for. What was the title again? You said Growing? Grow. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Grow. Okay. Maybe it'll come out for next Halloween, right? It'll be maybe it'll be the next Halloween movie.
Maybe.
No, I know you're not going to give it out any spoilers, and that's not what we're here to do. We're here to have a conversation and chat, have a good time. Correct me if I'm wrong. Somewhere, I thought you were working on. Maybe is the same movie actually. You're working with your husband, right, on a movie. He's directing and doing something. Is that this movie, or is that something that you were already filmed?
Yeah. COVID was like my artist was like so alive. We managed to escape, near Big Bear and shoot. Like it was literally the first movie to go when, during COVID, when after everything shut down. And he directed it, and my brother-in-law, actor Milo Gibson, who played my husband, which was kind of really weird. It's like making out my brother-in-law from my husband.
Wait. Rewind that a little bit. Now
I know I'm such a bad storyteller.
No, it's totally good.
It makes sense in my head. Like, you guys should...
It makes sense, but I just want to go a little bit deeper into that. So this is the movie. It was Manifest West, right? That's yes. The movie. Okay, and your husband is Mel Gibson's son, Louis Gibson, right? And yes. So in this film, you're making out with his brother.
Yes. Because he's my husband, so my brother-in-law is my husband in the film. That.
So is there a Gibson yet that you haven't kissed?
I guess I haven't.
The fact that you're taking so long to say yes or no is a little concerning, in that.
It's all your fault. I think I'm the only one drinking.
No.
This is
that's actually my ploy. I call it Drinks with Johnny, and I get my guests to get drunk and tell me a bunch of really weird shit.
Yeah, like, totally.
No, I'm drinking. Don't worry. I actually haven't eaten yet. I do this intermittent fasting thing, so noon I haven't eaten yet. So this is going to go straight to me.
Oh, good. I'm waiting for you to get on my level.
Were you drinking before we started filming or something?
I really actually haven't eaten much either. Okay. And I'm not doing a fast. I'm just, a bit of like, it's a bit like crazy right now, but I feel good,
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about this Manifest West, though, aside from making out with every Gibson Gibsons.
Yeah.
So he's directed it too. Like your husband, Louis, is directing this. He's watching you kiss his brother. Did you guys have a conversation about that? I mean, or was it just like, just super professional?
It was improvised.
It was improvised. Oh, okay, even better. So did he hit cut right away, or was he did he let it go for a minute?
Nah, it was so beautiful in the field, and I kind of looked up at my husband. I'm like, this is so weird. I feel like I'm kissing him, but I'm kissing you, but I'm kissing like it's like the same person,
I don't know. I've never kissed. I've never kissed my my wife's sister.
You should try. Wow, it's like it should be appropriate. Everybody should be there and be on the same page.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, as long as there's a camera rolling, it's okay, right?
It's really cool. It's actually a really hardcore drama about this family, kind of like Ruby Ridge, where they, there's a big standoff with the government. They try to just live their lives, and it's complicated, and they, want to keep their kids, and it's a really sad story, and it's like it's coming soon. It's it's exciting. It's a really special piece because it's just family. And
do you guys know where it's gonna be? I mean, I'm sure you do. You said it's coming soon, so you obviously don't have a date for it yet. But do you know what the kind of release is gonna be? I mean, it's pandemic. Are you gonna wait until the end, get it in theaters, or is it coming straight to everyone's streaming devices?
I hope we can do all of it. So in festivals and, the whole awesome indie route.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be great. I can't wait to see it. I mean, it sounds amazing. And I mean, now that I have the backstory of that being your brother-in-law, and that now I have to like, it's going to be this very deep and awesome movie, and I'm going to be watching and kind of chuckle at like a wrong scene because I'm going to be like,
Yeah. You're such a great person.
So that was Louis, your husband's like brainchild too, right? He wrote that movie, directed it. You're starring in it with his brother. Did that spice get in your throat? I'm killing you.
And his partner, they co-wrote it and co-directed it, Joe Deitch.
Okay.
And Louis. And they did a really crazy, actually awesome Halloween movie before this called about this alcoholic that escapes, this American dude that escapes to Mexico. Happy Hunting, it's called. So
wow, that's a great title too.
That was his, I guess first baby, and this is the really responsible, like the second child. You're like, no.
Yeah, you've already been through the ropes, right?
You're like more like, yeah, and it's more serious, or I don't know. They're all good.
Obviously, you're a fan of your husband. How long have you guys been married?
4 years.
Wow.
Going on 5 years. Yeah, we got married, had a baby, all that good stuff. So, when did you? Are you?
I met my wife when we were 12 years old, doing junior lifeguards on the beach together. We remained friends for several years, and then when we were about 19, we started dating. And we've been together ever since. We got married. We just celebrated our 8th anniversary. Yeah, our 8th wedding anniversary. We've been together for like 15, 16 years though.
A lifetime. That's your childhood friend. That's any better than that, any deeper than that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she does it all. I mean, in all honesty, people wonder like, how does Johnny like come up with all these drinks? She's the brainchild. She helps me with all my drinks.
Cheers to
the Lacey,
awesome
yeah,
and that we get to be part of that.
Ah, so good.
And get better than that.
So what? One of your other co-stars on Manifest West is in the Walking Dead family, also, right? Played Abraham in the original Walking Dead movie or show. Sorry, easy for me to say. Drinking. Michael Cudlitz was he part of this? Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, like back in the Walking Dead track.
Yeah, going back, like it all comes together. So you have your Gibson family and your Walking Dead family coming together on the Manifest West, right?
Yes, sure.
Did you guys talk about? I mean, when you filmed that, did you already know you were going to be Huck? Did that overlap at all? Did you guys talk about doing Walking Dead together, or was this completely different time period?
Oh yeah, Michael Cudlitz came on too. We filmed last year, so we finished right before COVID even started being talked about. We finished in a good time, and Michael Cudlitz came to direct an episode that spoiler. And he came to direct, and he directed a couple episodes, one of them mine. So we met, and he's he's that was such like a grounding period for all of us, because we were all psyched up about, oh my gosh, we're part of The Walking Dead, are we doing this right? And he came on, he just kind of was like, let's go, you got it, this is great. And just and then he's just family, he's such an awesome guy. Have you guys crossed paths?
No, I've never crossed paths with him. The only person that I've crossed paths with from The Walking Dead before you, franchise in general, was Thora Birch, who was on the show. She was on the show. Great person. I'm gonna have her back in person. Same with you. We gotta have it back in person so we can actually do a drinking game and get really proper fucked up. Because that's always fun. Not all my guests drink. That's another part. It's called Drinks with Johnny, but we don't always have to drink. So when I get a guest like you that's totally down to have a drink in the middle of the day, if we're filming in the middle of the day, I get really excited because it means I get to drink a little earlier in the day.
That's awesome. Well, we could maybe have a threesome. on your show.
Yeah, that would be with the cameras rolling. I mean,
I love to throw out that word because it could be really like, I mean, it's like just a three-way triangle, right? Or it could, but it's not.
Everyone's mind goes straight to what we're talking about. Everyone's mind goes straight to sex. Every time you say threesome, no one's thinking about like, oh, that's cool. You just call it a threesome, like we get together and have lunch, like 3 people. No, you say threesome, everyone's thinking sex.
I censor the shit out of myself, and I'm always like, is this a good time to say that? Because it totally makes sense, but it's totally inappropriate.
No, I rolled with it though. I said while the cameras are rolling. So yeah, threesome while the cameras are rolling. That's how it goes, right?
Yeah. So Michael was there, and then he came and did Manifest West with us, just recently.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because so it's going to be Halloween when everyone sees this. I will have already posted that my Halloween costume this year is actually Negan. I figured my hair's almost similar enough, and I have a little bit longer of a beard. So I was like, I'm just going to go for it. It's going to be an easy costume. I got the bat. I've got it wrapped in barbed wire. And he took out Abraham, though. Like, that was a while ago now. But, I mean, when he took him out, it was like, it was so brutal. And, like, at the time, it was like, this guy's, Negan's a piece of shit. But then you start to, like, really like the character, like, even as a piece of shit. You know, sometimes there's, like, pieces of shit that you end up liking as a character? Like, that guy just really sucks, but there's something about him I really like.
Doesn't it say a lot about human nature, right? It's like, I mean, everyone loves him. He's like, fan favorite, and it's like, really? Like, what's wrong with everybody,
How could you even ask that question? Look around in 2020. Of course that's everyone's favorite. This fucking humans, for the majority, are pieces of shit.
Animals.
Total animals.
Grow up!
Never! Just gonna let it go. Just let it go.
Everyone loves a good villain.
Yeah.
Everyone fantasy.
Let's keep it in the family a little further. You were on the TV show of Lethal Weapon, which is obviously your father-in-law was like huge part, like one of his first roles in a franchise with Lethal Weapon with Danny Glover, some of my favorite movies of all time. And then you end up being on the show.
Johnny, wouldn't this my Mel Gibson come out?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what it is.
Doing okay. Well, you warmed me up good because I never talked about.
You never talked about it?
I just talk about my own path. So
no, I only bring it up. I only bring it up to bring that conversation together of the Lethal Weapon TV show and how that was like, because you actually were working with another huge hero of mine in Steve Stifler, Seann William Scott. And his role on it. So like, what was that show like? I mean, did you tell your husband like, did he know you're gonna be on Lethal Weapon, and everything like that?
Yeah, I'm one of those like mystical people who are like always looking for oh, this is because of this, so this makes sense, I'm meant to do this, because of this. So this was like an obvious one, like, okay.
Yeah.
The weapon, yeah. Should I do this? Is this gonna be too weird? But it's a whole thing of its own, and it was super fun. And with Seann, I mean, we were just like hanging out, really.
How is that guy? I've never crossed paths with him. I'm just a huge fan. How was he like in between? Is he super comical, like just naturally, or is that something that he has to really bring into?
That's kind of who he is, that kind of like sweet, like awkward, like like a little bit of a jackass, that whole vibe. So I always was like, are you messing with me? Like I never knew when he was actually, but he's really genuine and kind, unless he was messing with me the whole time.
Well, you'd never know. So that's the brilliance of it. You walk away just going, that guy's really sweet. And you have no idea.
We had like underwater stuff and we had to kiss, and it just was like, it was so sweet and so cool.
You got to kiss the Stifmeister?
Yeah, underwater. It was an underwater kiss, like we were breathing each other's air.
Wow. That's
cool,
intense.
right?
That's intense. Did you ever think when you were watching American Pie as a teenager, that moment would happen?
But you know what I mean? I had got to do it, I was like, this is crazy. Like, not because of my father-in-law, but like, yeah, I watched this growing up. Like, I get to
yeah, it's awesome. Actually,
naughty with
one of my neighbors and really good friends is a police officer at Oceanside, and he loves the series Lethal Weapon. If I tell him, when I go to tell him that you are on the show, he's going to know exactly the episode and what you did on the show and everything under the sun about it. So he's a big fan. As am I. As I'm becoming more of a fan on this conversation. I mean, let's go back to the Americans, because I watched the Americans with my wife. I don't even remember how we stumbled upon it. It was on FX, and we were just like, oh, let's give this a whirl. It seems right up our alley. Espionage, all this kind of stuff happening in the 80s. And it was so well done. And then you got a nomination for Critics' Choice Awards from that role, right?
It was so cool to hear that you watched it.
I loved that show. It was incredible. It was, each week it morphed quite a bit, right? Like from the very beginning, it definitely morphed quite a bit. But like, the fact that it like happens during the 80s, like when I was born, and all this stuff was like, what I remember barely, because I was born in 84, so it was like
you were tiny.
Yeah, I was tiny.
Like 4 years old.
But the real cool nostalgic things like still like pop up in your mind, because it's like tape cassettes, Walkmans, the cars that you're driving in the show. It's like it reminds me of everything about it. It was so cool, and now it's been kind of. And this was, when did that show start? Was that like 5+ years ago?
Yeah, 2016, no more, 2000. Oh gosh.
Yeah, it's been a minute since it started. It ran for several seasons, but and at the time it was one of the first ones that were going back for this retro 80s kind of vibe on TV shows, and it kind of became very popular after that. Do you guys take credit at all for going back to the 80s first?
That's cool you pick up on that. Yeah, but we didn't go like to the loud 80s, so it was like the chill 80s, and
it was the chill 80s, very suburban. I mean, it's a suburban house. That's the whole thing. The family. If anybody hasn't seen this, I don't know why I didn't say this earlier. If anyone hasn't seen The Americans, it's still available everywhere on streaming devices. Go check it out. It's a great fucking show. And Annette does a fantastic job with it. I'm sure your Russian background didn't hurt, having to learn that accent, I guess. Gosh,
yeah. I mean, just to put it, it is a very Soviet 80s. Like, it's pretty, it's not like what 80s, like what people think. Like, I think what it's not like the fun like party 80s, right? Like,
no, it's not like American Horror Story. It's not like American Horror Story, the 80s one that they just did, where aerobics. There's not as much aerobics in it. Let's put it.
Oh gosh, I hate aerobics. Oh yeah, no. My mom's. I was basically, when I was a kid and we were in Russia, I saw my mom. Like, that's how old my mom was. So basically the end of the Soviet era. That was her world. That was her existence. So in a way, I always say, in a way I was playing, my mom, and with Huck now, I actually feel like I'm very much my dad, because he was in like the Afghan, the army and all that. And so it's cool.
So do you use that for inspiration for the role in Huck? Is that
for, like, the Americans? I talked to my dad because he was also a journalist in Russia at that time, and
wow.
So a lot of research came from there. And for Huck, I talked to him as well about what was it like defending the university and his fellow teachers. And
well, I mean that's apropos as well. I mean, Huck is just defending at this point too. She's one of the right? She's one of the frontliners for the university. You already said university, and she's one of the warriors for the university, right?
Yeah, she's a Marine as well. So she comes from like her background. We get into that actually soon, like into her story.
Oh, I can't wait.
I'm
really excited to see your character Huck develop. Honestly, like I said, we're only in season 4 of this new TV show. And already, you could start to see, it's really cool. And I'm glad that they did this. I don't follow the comic comics as much as I probably should, as much of a fan as I am of the Walking Dead. But and it's probably for everyone who has already saw this kind of stuff coming. But for me, I'm just watching the show, and to see The Walking Dead and then Fear and then World Beyond now, it's finally going into, it's been 10 years now of the pandemic, if we call it, of zombie world, basically. And there's a lot of teenagers or people in their 20s that's all they've grown up knowing, right? So they start to go into that, and I think that's a really interesting place that they're taking the world beyond. And then, of course, you got the Three Rings, the Civil Republic coming in, and it's kind of tying the original Walking Dead together. I mean, that's where Rick Grimes like mysteriously goes off to, is with the Three Rings. We haven't seen his return yet. I told my wife while we were watching, I was like, he's not fucking dead. Like, watch Rick Grimes come back somewhere. I don't know where yet, but he's coming back fucking somewhere. And
well, the world beyond is the key to all these spicy questions.
Oh no, I understand you have a whole franchise to worry about and everything, so I'm not going to ask you to give away any kind of insights on that. I'm just, as a fan, speculating. I know that motherfucker's coming back somewhere. So, did you get caught up on everything before you started this role as Huck, or like? I mean, I know we're going really heavy on The Walking Dead, but that's what's going on right now. It's Halloween. You see everything.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's what we're going to do. We're talking Huck, all right?
Let's do it. I can talk Huck all day, except I can't say much.
Exactly. That's going to be a clip right there. You say, except I can't say much. Dude, my lights keep going out.
Ooh,
so you guys dealt with the fires like...
is that your wife messing with us?
I hope so. That would be great. That'd be hilarious. No, so you guys in LA just recently dealt with a lot of the fires. California, Oregon, I mean, everywhere was burning just last month, right? We just got one again here in Irvine, in Orange County. We had a little bit of ash from the ones up north, but today I was outside and I'm getting covered with ash. This is the closest to my recollection here in Huntington Beach that we've had this close of a big fire. It's kind of crazy. How did you guys fare last month?
Well, I got really, first time mother. I grabbed my little guy. My dad was here to help because my mom can't get in the country. So I just took both of them. We flew to Dallas, rented a truck, and drove to Louisiana because the air, it was just so bad. Like climbing to like the 300, like 20, 40 is normal. LA is usually like close to 100, which is bad air quality wise. I mean, we were lucky we didn't, we were just the bad air for us and just like the panic.
Yeah, a lot of people lost their homes and stuff too, which is just terrible, obviously. But
it's crazy. It's wild. Like you do what feels right. A lot of people are getting out of LA. It's been really heavy here. And
yeah.
What did you guys do?
Well, for me, I mean, I'm real close to the beach, so most days it kind of gets blown away. Like I said, today I had ash coming in just by opening up my window, so I'm just closing the windows and running the air conditioning best I can. I mean, staying inside and drinking with you. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, healthy. How about you got those air filters?
No, I don't. I had Kyle Gass from Tenacious D on the show last month when the fires were going. He's like, "Oh, should get the air purifiers," and I made the joke, but it was legitimate. I always thought you're supposed to have air purifiers in your bedroom when you're a teenage kid smoking pot, so your mom doesn't smell it.
You're such a bad boy. No, especially you guys, don't you have like humidifiers going?
Yeah, for vocals and stuff, like in dressing rooms and stuff, you definitely, yeah. That's what you need. So you're gonna go play the piano later. You gotta stand in front of a humidifier. Do you have a steam shower? You need a steam shower. If you don't have one in your house already. Steam shower is great for vocals as well as hangovers. I could attest to this. You go sit in a steam shower the day after a hangover and just sweat it all out. It's painful, but you feel 100% better afterward.
Yeah, man. And have to do like any Did you ever do, not that, that would be weird if you did that actually. Did you ever do like ice baths just to chill out after a show? Just like,
Well,
go
not
to
after a
zombie.
show, not after a show, but we definitely like. I don't know if in all your travels, have you been to Helsinki in Finland?
I have been to Helsinki.
So in the
And
middle of the winter, they're first of all huge karaoke. Like every bar is a karaoke bar there. It's amazing. So I always have fun getting drunk there. Karaoke bar, hit it up, make an ass out of myself in front of everybody. It's great. And then but the next day you go in and it's dark all day, every day in the winter. And you go into these saunas and they have like these big houses that have a bar in them. They've got a sauna over here. And then they have a door that opens from the sauna. It goes directly out to the lake. So what you're supposed to do, get your ass super sweaty from the sauna, sweat it all out, and then run and jump into the lake. And I'm talking Helsinki in the middle of the winter. It's
that's ice
you.
right there.
Oh, you wake up. I mean, there's no other option. Your body gets hit with so much adrenaline, you have no other option but to like wake the fuck back up. It's amazing. And then you feel like 100%. And then you go. They don't make it hard for you. You can go right back to the bar after you feel better.
And just start drinking. Yeah, you're like, I don't want to catch a cold, so here's some vodka.
Yeah, it cleans everything, right? You come from a Russian family. There must have been. You come from a Russian family. There must have been vodka on the dinner table constantly, right?
Yeah, I got some right now, and I have a sauna in the backyard.
There you go.
Run back and forth.
So, last couple of things before I let you go. So I read somewhere, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. Have you watched? Side note: have you watched what's it fucking called? The Social Dilemma. Have you watched that on Netflix yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay, watch it and then never look at your phone again. Is what happens. It talks about like all the misinformation on the internet that's out there, and everyone gets a bunch of misinformation, how fast it goes. So I only bring that up to say, like, if I'm wrong on any of this stuff, I blame the internet. So you trained in mixed martial arts. Was that before your role as Huck? Have you always trained in mixed martial arts, or is that something new that you wanted to get more into action roles?
Yeah, no, I did this, when I got to America. That was sort of, what I got into when I was training and competing and, free sparring, championships and all that good stuff. I started training from a black belt, never got it.
It's not too late. It's not too late.
Yeah, you know what? I thought about that when I got into Huck stuff. I'm like, it's kind of embarrassing to say that. It's like you either got a black belt or you didn't. Like, I was training for the black belt.
Well, it makes you feel better. I did karate in grade school and I got to an orange belt, I think. So I mean,
orange pumpkin.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. It's Halloween. So you said
that's why I like Halloween so much, because you got that orange belt, right?
Exactly. And hey, funny enough, my son's favorite color is orange. What? Go figure. I don't know. But so I bring that up though because so you said you started when you came to the States. And you said you came to the States when you're like 13. So you're starting mixed martial arts in your teenage years, correct?
Yeah, up to like like college and then and then what happened? Then I started getting more dancey things and Indian dance and all that. And then Nina came around. I was all in my head. Like everything was like, and just it was such a heady role, and that's all I wanted to get back to. And so it took some time. Like I would like record little videos at home of me like doing nunchucks. I'm like, guys, sending it to my agents. I'm like, here's my nunchuck demo. I can fight. Like I'm not just
Do you have any of that? Do you still have those demos and stuff? Does your agency have them that still send them out?
Yeah, you want to throw that on?
Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see you being a badass with some nunchucks, like your best Bruce Lee impersonation.
No, I have like my whole gi on, and like it's kind of cheesy, but
no, that's fucking fantastic. I gotta see that. Maybe not for the show, but when we see each other in person, I gotta see that. That's fantastic. So, What I said mixed martial arts. Did you go straight to MMA, or was there a specific martial art that you started with and then started kind of branching out?
I did kung fu back in Europe, and then I did Tiger Schulman's karate. You know, it was karate and the whole umbrella of, you know, we boxed and we did, and then I branched off into dance.
Those go hand in hand. It's so funny. I do.
Yeah, you're moving.
You're using your whole body. It's a lot about rhythm. It's a lot about muscle memory, right? I mean, I don't know. I'm not really an
all the
MMA
same
guy.
thing. We're all the same. It doesn't matter what you.
What is it? Fighting, fucking, and dancing? Like they're all. It should be. Is there a way to say dancing with an F? Because then it would be the 3 Fs.
And frolicking? No.
Frolicking falls under fucking, I think.
You're thinking of the other F, the fornicating?
Fornicating?
Frolicking is like leaping in the air.
So it's just FFD. Fighting, fucking, and dancing. FFD.
That's cool.
We'll call it, yeah. It involves the whole body, and it's all about the motions and everything like that. It's fun. So do you still do some of that stuff to stay in pain?
Guys.
What's that?
I'm just letting the people know that we had too much tequila, not to take us too seriously.
Oh no, that's what this show's. It's obviously.
Oh, you're almost empty.
I'm empty.
Hey.
I'm. Where are you at? Wait. Where are you at? I think I won.
Yeah, I had to like pace. I think it's the ice. I finished it and the ice melted.
Oh, it's a likely excuse. So do you do those? How are you staying fit though under the COVID? Are you doing some of the mixed martial arts? Is that now something that you like? Is it something that you can still do to stay in shape for all your roles and just, you know, life in general?
We did. I mean, it was so hefty. It gets really heavy because she's a Marine and into all the fight training, and I mean, so I was doing that on the show for like 5 months, off and on set, and you know, like the little boys keep us busy. I mean, that's my workout, chasing the 3-year-old around the house.
Oh, I could sympathize with that. I could sympathize with that.
Workout, Daddy?
I try to, you know, as I said. Well, I do. I just try and stay active, to be honest. At this point, I golf, and that I started off with the most one that everyone laughs at. Like, golf isn't a workout. If you walk the fucking course, you burn a lot of calories. So I fucking walk the course. All right.
So you're not to have a golf cart?
No, I mean I do when I know I'm going to be drinking a lot. I get the golf cart, which is very like it doesn't really make a lot of sense. But it does in my head for some reason. If I'm going to drink a lot, I take the golf cart. If I'm going to walk, I don't. Which, you know, you shouldn't be driving, I guess, really. But it's on the golf course. It's not on the street. Yeah.
Bless your heart.
Yeah. So I
good decisions. Life is all about making good decisions, as Huck would say.
I like that. But we'll put that like as we're gonna put a bubble. We're gonna put a bubble on like a comic book bubble on your mouth right there. It's all about making good decisions. But so I back to that: golf, surf, tennis. I do some kickboxing, but I don't spar. I'm a pussy. I don't spar. I don't want to mess with the merchandise here, right? You know, it's I like to stay pretty.
Sleeve tattoos.
Yeah, you know, exactly. I don't want to spar, but I like hitting bags and kicking and punching, so I enjoy that. What else? And then every once in a while, I'll just do like a random workout at the house. I set up a little gym in my house. I don't know about you, but like you take like one room in the house. You only got one kid, right? So he's got his room, and then I took the other room for the presumptuous second kid that we're never going to have.
That could have been a toy room instead. You put really.
Fuck that!
Like,
he's got the whole house. Fuck that! The kid's got the whole house. You know how it is with a 3-year-old. You try and confine him to a space, it ain't gonna happen. They run the whole fucking house.
and then Johnny also has the bar. I mean, you have a lot of areas for yourself there. A little selfish.
Yeah, I am. I mean, I did name the show "Drinks with Johnny" too. I mean, I don't know if anyone's really catching on to this yet.
But the skeleton and the clown is for the kid, right? It's like.
Dude, I just turned that on. I didn't know if you could see it, so I film in 2 different ways. Do you want to see the clown? Should I bring out the clown real quick?
Bring out the clown.
All right. Let's see.
Oh,
He was
boy.
working. He was working earlier. Let's see if he works again.
I'm gonna get spooked.
Do you have a paranoia of
Let
clowns?
me have an empty before
Another empty glass.
I'm ready for the clown.
Oh, I'm so sorry. This never happens. He's not performing. Oh, here it goes.
Is that your hand moving him?
No,
Is it like a puppet?
it's not a puppet. I did not
I
stick my
can't
hands.
hear you.
You can't hear me now?
No, the clown.
Can you hear the?
That's pretty good. He comes out of a clown mask and it's actually a zombie,
Yeah.
right?
What he says, you probably can't hear it right now. He actually says, I feel so much better without my makeup on. He's taking his makeup off.
Oh, that's deep.
Yeah.
That says a lot about
Like I
you.
said, Halloween just happened, everybody. I'm enjoying this. And obviously for me, Halloween's a wonderful time of year for me.
You don't like to wear makeup, right? Is that what we're taking away from it?
The clown doesn't. I used to wear makeup all the time. I don't know how much history you know about Avenged Sevenfold, but there was a time when we used to wear a lot of makeup. It was a real thing. And I used to have black eyeliner, did it myself, white face, dripped down my face and everything. Then, just got a little older and had to stop doing it.
And to be mature and bring the decorations in.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So we're going to end this show in a second.
Ooh, with a.
We're going to do a shot of Don Julio 1942. That's what we're going to do.
I appreciate that. Look at you. You remember.
Of course.
Do you always do that?
I'm not that drunk yet.
Do you always do that, or is this special?
No, this is special. I've never done this.
Okay.
I will be sending you to the same address. I don't know if you can see it there. Drinks with Johnny's shot glasses.
Ooh, I love that.
I will send you a few. It's for you and your husband to enjoy. When the kid goes to sleep, you can give yourself a nice little couple of shots and go about the rest of your day. Or night, rather, depending on when he goes to bed, right? So before we take this shot, I just want to remind everyone, you can find more Annet Mahendru by following her on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's all Annet Mahendru, at easy enough to find. You also have .com, right? And are you still actively doing your blog from there?
Oh gosh, my blog, my healthy blog. Do I look healthy to you, Johnny?
You do. You look great. You absolutely.
My healthy hobbies.
Yeah. Well, this was not one of your healthy hobbies, but I'm sure you have plenty others because you still look great. You're, a mother of a 3-year-old, acting, super busy. Again, thanks so much for the time. You look fucking great. So everyone, go check out You can check out her healthy blog, even if she's shitting on it right now. You just go check out the healthy.
I'm doing it right now. I'm gonna be healthy right now. I'm gonna go for like a walk and.
You're not going for a walk. You're going for a stumble. Let's be honest. You're going for a stumble after this episode.
Cheers, my friend. Thank you so much.
Cheers. Thank you so much for being on. Cheers. And everybody, cheers. All right, we'll have to do this again sometime very soon in person. Everybody, go check out The Walking Dead, World Beyond, Annet Mahendru. Also, go check out her role as Nina on The Americans. We talked a little bit about that. Fantastic. Make sure you check that out. Thanks again, Annet. This was fucking awesome, and I really can't wait to do this in person with you. Have a play date, whatever it is, with or without the cameras. A threesome, as you said, with your husband. And we'll have some drinks and have a good time about it.
First, we'll do the play date, right?
Yeah, and then we put it.
Or after.
That's very specific.
Goodbye.
Yeah, that's perfect. All right, everyone. Thanks again for checking out the episode. Cheers. Thanks again, everyone, for checking out this episode of Drinks with Johnny on the YouTube channel, Drinks with Johnny. Make sure you guys are subscribed right down below. Turn on the notifications. I'm having a blast doing this show. I had a blast. Thanks again with Annet Mahendru. One of my favorite episodes, honestly, that I've done. So really appreciate her. Really appreciate you guys for checking out. Make sure you are following Drinks with Johnny on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, soon TikTok. That's right, we're gonna have a TikTok coming out soon. I promise I'm actually gonna do something there, so make sure you guys are following there first. And we'll start putting some drinks, some fun stuff. I don't really know what I'm gonna do. Make sure you're following there. And head over to drinkswithjohnny.com. We got a bunch of new merch that just dropped yesterday. So if you head over to drinkswithjohnny.com, you can find some more merch to show your support of the show, rep what we've got going on, you know, piss off your mom, your grandma, whoever, and show that you enjoyed this show that we have so much fun doing. Till next time, thank you guys so much. Cheers.